certain type of people. You know what I'm saying? Not just being a Christian, and not even on a practical level. You just know you shouldn't date that type of person. Then you let yourself get into these temptations, and you let yourself get into these things. And the word says, "Don't be unequally yoked." Right? We know that. And the deal is like, but what makes us desire? Is it something that we're not changed yet? Because I know me, man, that's sometimes like, man, I wish that person was focused in the Lord. But she got everything I want. Can it be true? She got everything. She's gorgeous. She got some legs. I'm not lusting at her legs. Or put some lotion on your legs. But it's okay. It's okay to admire certain things. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm like, man, she just living on this other level. I mean, I'm a businessman. I'm in real estate. I'm doing the ministry. And that's going to look bad for me if I put myself in that position. But I still sometimes want to be there. You want to date somebody, and you're like, man, why she just can't be saved? But what makes us compromise? What makes us compromise and get in situations and abusive relationships, or just relationships that totally not good for us? Some people meet offline. Some people meet off the phone. Some people meet at parties. I mean, it's like, man, it's like this. You say to yourself that, I want a woman of God. Okay? Or I want just a focused woman in life. And then you like, I don't want a woman who drinks. But then you go to the bar and you what gets our mind to a place, where we are truly dating the wrong people. Because we can avoid a lot of hurts in our lives. God is here to always pick you up, but you can learn from your mama mistakes, you can learn from your family, you can avoid a lot of stuff if you listen. And then when you don't listen and you catch HIV or you become, you just do something, you experience a broken heart, you're like, oh, I should have listened. But if you listen, honestly, if you can listen, really listen, turn me over when I say that, and really begin to ask yourself, is my heart in the right place? Am I being led more by my temptations? Am I being led more by, because the world says if you're not, at 30 or at 25 or whatever, you're something wrong with you. And I said it last week, there is nothing wrong with you if you're single. God has you just where He wants you at. And you cannot compromise your singleness. Because when you're single, you can hear from Him. When you're single, you got to understand it's in the process that God is preparing you. Amen? He's preparing your finances. Let me tell you something. If you ain't ready, if you can't take your woman to eat, don't get married. Exactly. If you can't massage your man back, like, why you gotta, man, serve each other. And I think that's what we're missing in relationships. We're not serving one another. But if you ain't ready to get married, my opinion, don't date. I'm just trying to try it out and see what's up. Don't try it out with me. When I make that decision, that's it. That's where I'm going. I'm not going to put myself in a position where my feelings are all over the place. I'm going to check this out. No, I'm not doing that. I'll be your friend. But until you have clarity, and we're going to teach you tonight how to hear the signs from the Lord in your relationship. But Dr. LaShonda, we're going to get right back to them real quick. I want you to just say what's on your heart about those things and about what you got there. And take a few minutes and expound on it.
Okay. Well, first of all, I think that it's safe and accurate to say that we can't just narrow it down to one particular thing when answering that question as to the whys. Because we enter into relationships for a lot of different reasons. For example, a woman who perhaps did not have a father growing up. Maybe she's looking for that male figure, and maybe that's one of the reasons why she is settling to, first of all, be in a relationship, and then secondly, to stay in one. And so it could be a number of reasons why people choose to stay. But I did want to say also that we first have to be able to look into the mirror of our own lives and do an accurate assessment of who we are. And once we identify who we are, we can begin to see whether or not we have the skills that we need to, first of all, be in a relationship. And sometimes that's hard to deal with because we think that we're ready. We think because I have a job and I have a house and I have a car that I'm ready to be in a relationship, but that may not be true because God may be trying to grow you to a place where you need to be. I heard a while ago that you cannot put two halves together and think that you are going to have a whole. When you look into the mirror of your life and you do an accurate assessment of who you are, you'll be able to see whether or not you are whole. Because once you're whole, then you're ready to be in a relationship. Then you're ready to say, okay, I'm ready to make a commitment so that I can love you and so that you can love me. And part of being in a relationship is being able to teach that person how to love you. Because when you know you'll know what not to settle for. And a lot of times we settle because we want to be with someone. We don't want to be alone. I also wanted to go back to the pain that you were talking about, and you did such an awesome job expounding on what you were saying, but I wanted to say regarding the pain and regarding the hurt and all the things that come as a result of being in a relationship and then it coming to an end so bluntly, that first of all, in order to begin to deal with the hurt, the pain, the depression, everything that comes from being in a relationship, first of all, that God did not ordain. We have to understand that God, he has a perfect will and he has a permissive will. And a lot of times we're in God's permissive will. And so God will allow things to happen. Okay, you want a relationship? I'll let you have it. And then we begin to find out the things that are taking place in the relationship that, first of all, God didn't ordain. But to begin the process of getting over the hurt and the pain and those things that come, first of all, I did a message a while ago, there's a purpose in the pain, because oftentimes there is. Because when we're in a situation where we experience pain and we experience hurt and those things of that nature, we begin to cry out to God even the more. God, heal my heart. Heal me. I'm hurt. I'm broken. I don't know how to get up from this place. And God will begin to minister to us where we are. And the first thing that I believe that he'll say is to forgive. As Doctor said, that we need to forgive. And the wonderful thing that I found out about forgiveness is that it does its perfect work when it does the work inside of you first. We have to learn how to forgive and forgive right. Because when we can forgive right, we can look back on a situation, we can talk about it, and there's no residue of that situation. Yes, I went through a bad marriage. Yes, I went through an abusive relationship, but this is where I am now because this is